Empower Chief Investment Strategist Marta Norton. And Marta, let's talk about how you're holding hands. You're getting filled with questions. People get nervous. It's amazing. I guess it's a consequence of kind of going straight up. The first bump in the road, people get nervous. What are you telling them?
Yep, absolutely. I do get that sense that people are on edge a little bit. I think one of the things I point out is that your portfolios are driven by the fundamentals, and there's a lot of solid fundamentals out there. So yes, a lot of headlines, a lot of people on edge, but we're not looking necessarily at a market where the undercurrents are concerning.
I love this, though. Politics, say politics for Thanksgiving dinner.
I do.
You know, I did a radio show in Orange County years ago when Obama was president, and the callers would say, I don't want to be in the market because of Obama. I'm like, listen, you're not investing in Obama. You're investing in these great companies, you know? And it flip-flops no matter who's in office. This type of stuff comes up.
It's absolutely the case. You know, I think people see political headlines, then they see market headlines, and they associate the two, but they're really two different things.
Yeah. Let's also talk about something with bond yields and the Federal Reserve. You know, listen, the PPI number had a little maybe silver lining today. CPI maybe a little silver lining.
That's right.
What are you anticipating with respect to that?
Well, the market's a bit schizophrenic and short term when it worries about rates. We're, you know, pricing in cuts, then we're pricing in hikes. I think obviously we want to keep an eye on inflation, but I'm not sure we want to jump to the conclusion that we're headed necessarily for hikes in the back half of the year, which is what the market is pricing in. And in fact, one thing I take encouragement from is these higher yields can be a good thing for investors' portfolios. In fact, it was the low yields in advance of 2022 that made that such a painful period. So I think we have a lot more protection in the bond market than we've had previously.
Let's talk about IPO mania for a moment.
Mania, yes.
Okay, we're going to bring up a chart here. I've got a million of these with respect to SpaceX. Again, I know if people are calling you over the bump in the road, they've got to be flooding you with this. The upcoming IPOs, just listen. It's a lot. They're raising a lot of money. It's never been to this degree before. So how are you feeling about it?
Well, a lot of people are looking at this IPO market and trying to make a comparison to 1999, but it's categorically different. When we looked at a period like that, that was just a volume level of IPOs. What we have here is 3 select mega companies that are coming almost fully formed to the market. And I think that's going to make a big splash. I think there could be a lot of volatility from it, but I don't know if it's necessarily a signal of a market top.
So it's not as many, you know, it's like every week we had a pets.com kind of thing, you know, companies, you know, someone goes to dinner on Monday, writes an idea in the back of a napkin, and they IPO that Friday.
Yep, that's right.
So there's a little bit more thought into these names. All right. So when it comes to the U.S. markets, you've been saying that you're hopeful for the back half of the year.
I am.
Want to talk about that and what the leadership might look like?
Okay, so one of the things that people point out regularly is that the market has had this tremendous rally since April 1st. But the reality is a lot of that rally has been concentrated in the memory chips, it's been concentrated in the semiconductor chips. And if we're looking more broadly, even at some of these other AI names, areas like the hyperscalers, they're actually much better priced. And the rest of the market still has some of the same things we talked about at the start of the year, some of that earnings strength that's coming through, a resilient consumer. So I'm not sure necessarily that we want to look at the market action most recently and say, therefore, the market is overvalued. I think it's a bit more nuanced than that.
Today, I went to today's winners, right? It's pretty intriguing to me. Early on, it's the semiconductors, but again, it's it's the same sort of names. And would someone say, okay, Lam Research was a name we kind of forgot about a long time ago. KLL, Tencor, Applied Materials. These aren't the sexy chip names, but all the chip names are starting to move.
All the chip names.
But the Mag 7 names, could they be a place where people may find opportunity? We make a lot about the notion that the 493 are beating them, but maybe that's a sign that there's some opportunity there?
That's right. That's my particular view. If you decompose a lot of the Mag 7 returns, you find most of it is driven by very strong earnings and actually valuation compression. Now, of course, these names, if we're looking longer term, have had a pretty good run, but they're still at the epicenter of the trade, and they have a lot of earnings in front of them.
Let me ask you about valuations. You just brought valuations up because that's been, I think, an issue for a lot of older Wall Street, old school Wall Street. PE's over a certain level. We never touch them. A lot of folks keep coming on this show. They say, we love financials. It's at the 38th percentile of its historic range. It looks really cheap. Energy at 36th percentile. It looks really, really cheap. Materials. And yet they have had trouble this year turning it on. I mean, you do longer term investing. Is this looking attractive to you? Some of these sectors for whatever reason, just haven't really gotten into gear yet.
That is a distinction that I'm beginning to notice vis-a-vis where we were maybe at the start of the year. There's just a little bit more opportunity in the broader sectors. Maybe they've been left behind a little bit. They haven't fundamentally collapsed. So I would argue that's one of the reasons to have some enthusiasm for the broader market.
All right. So you're good to go. You sound very optimistic to me. Are you a Knicks fan?
I know you like that. Oh, you know, I can be a Knicks fan if I'm here in New York.
Your team will get back there one day.
Thank you.
Marta, see you soon. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.